But what it also tells you is that we're out of the early stages. And so that means that folks are starting to give up this notion that this is some sort of gimmick. It is real.
Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video breakdown, we're going to be jumping into the Quant network, going over some closed door meetings that the mainstream media is never going to bring to your attention. We're going to be taking a look at some up and coming events that involve Quant network. And then we're also going to be going over some massive recent fundamental developments that show that Quant is playing a huge role in the building out of this future financial infrastructure. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video breakdown. If you do, then do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe, as these videos and research do take time to make and curate, and we do appreciate the love and the support. So with that being said, I want to kick off today's video breakdown by setting the tone with a few video clips from a panel discussionist. This is Michael Higgins from the Hidden Road. He is the CEO of this organization. Now, Hidden Road is a global credit network for institutions that enable seamless access to traditional and digital markets. So just take a second and listen to what he says here. This is going to set the tone for the entirety of today's video breakdown to let you guys know that we are early in this process and that crypto is an investable asset class that is here to stay.
Late majority, and laggards. Innovators and early adopters are the first to adopt technology, usually due to curiosity and risk tolerance, probably a lot of folks in the room and at this conference. Early and late majority represent the larger audience that wait until the technology is proven and more mature. And laggards are the last to adopt, usually resistant to change. Relevant here, maybe that's the governments, regulators, and perhaps the banks. And so I thought it was helpful to help contextualize where we are. And so the question is, where are we on this? We're in the green area. And so clearly we have a long way to go before there's full adoption. But what it also tells you is that we're out of the early stages. And so that means that folks are starting to give up this notion that this is some sort of gimmick. It is real. And if it is real, then again, we have a long way to go before this becomes more mainstream. And so at Hidden Road, we've been pretty consistent with this from the start that we think crypto is the 7th liquid investable asset class. It's encouraging. There's lots of folks now referring to it in the same way. Investors, retail and institutional, all have their money invested in 6 asset classes: equities, credit, rates, commodities, real estate, and cash. And crypto is definitely the 7th.
And that is coming from an individual CEO from an organization that deals directly with institutions. So I wanted you guys to hear that. Again, this isn't coming from some researcher on YouTube or X. This is coming from an individual representative that sits down at these institutional meetings, at these panel discussions, and talks to these banks and gets their perspective. And he's talking about how crypto is an investable asset class. It will be the 7th investable asset class that's here to stay. And it's not a gimmick anymore. It's serious. And people need to start understanding that and stop thinking that this is a joke. Yes, it's going to take time for these things that I'm showing you guys in today's video breakdown to materialize, but it is happening 110% behind the scenes. And it will behoove you guys to conduct this type of research that I'm going to share with you guys today. So let's dive into the closed door meetings first. This was posted about a week ago from Innovate Finance. All of the fundamentals that I'm going to share with you guys today are relatively fresh. Now, I've seen a lot of other influencers on the internet cover the Quant network and some ongoing developments, but none have covered Quant developments that I'm going to share with you guys today, at least from what I've seen on the YouTube platform. So we are delighted to host Matthew Long, Director of Payments and Digital Assets, and Jane Moore, Head of Payments and Digital Assets, at our first joint Innovate Finance and Digital Pound Foundation Roundtable, where we discussed their crypto roadmap and how the work to consult and implement it is currently being divided up. Great to see so many members, including Matthew Osborne, and it goes on to say some more members, and then it mentions Gilbert Verdian, right? Obviously, of course, the CEO of Quant Network. And if we see here is some pictures from that roundtable discussion. I believe this gentleman right here sitting in the 2nd row on the right-hand side is Gilbert Verdian. We can kind of tell by his little bald spot on the top of his head. But yeah, so this just goes to prove that Quant, even though they're not on X anymore, and everybody was kind of freaking out about that, they are still sitting in on these closed door meetings, helping build out the future financial infrastructure with large organizations and representatives from within the industry. Okay. And if we even head over here to Innovate Finance, you can also see their members directory list. Quant still exists right there directly on their website. So I thought that that was interesting just to show you guys some recent closed door roundtables that Quant has recently participated in, right? Moving on, this is an up and coming event to take place. I don't know when I'm going to be releasing this particular video breakdown. However, this has not happened yet. This is an event that takes place on March 13th, 2025, hosted by the Future of Finance, labeled Digital Asset Exchanges. Will tokenization be the nemesis of exchanges or the remaking of them? And we can see right down here, one of the sponsors of this event is Quant. All right. So again, just showing you guys that they are participating in ongoing developments and panel discussions and events that are taking place in 2025. So this is definitely something to look forward to. Maybe we can see some video breakdowns and some panel discussions on the Future of Finance YouTube from this event in the future. Hopefully, if they do post them, we will definitely be paying attention to that here at CYPRX. Now, let's get into the really juicy information. This, in my personal opinion, is extremely bullish for Quant and just further solidifies its role in the building out of this future financial ecosystem. This was posted by Chris Southworth. I'm not going to go into detail on who this gentleman is from the ICC United Kingdom. Take it upon yourself and just do your research. He is a very important individual and has very high credentials in this space. But he posted on his LinkedIn profile, digital identities are critical for future trade. They connect the legal entity of a business to everything that is moving cross-border and happening on the border of finance, contracts, payments, settlement, and shipment. They also provide the transparency we need to prevent fraud, crime, and tax evasion, all of which are difficult in a documentary world, and create the opportunity to remove a swath of bureaucratic duplicative processes that burden businesses, especially MSMEs. And then he posted this fundamental piece down here, this PDF titled A Digital Identity Framework for Cross-Border Trade. So let's dive in to some interesting insights from this PDF. Now, take into consideration that Chris Southworth only posted this 6 days ago. So this is all relevant and updated information. You can see the ICC United Kingdom stamp on this, the GLEIF stamp on this, which we'll also get into here in just a second. And this is from February 2025, recommendations to the government. Okay. This paper is intended to help decision makers by setting out a practical, low-cost pathway for the UK to establish digital identities for cross-border trade in a way that aligns to the international system. This is going to blow your mind, people. Okay. I don't know. It blew mine. So hopefully it does yours. Digital identities enable greater transparency across global supply chains by providing a simple, trusted means to identify a legal entity involved in finance, payments, shipment, and border systems. Establishing an interoperable, that's important. That is going to be a key vocabulary word. I feel like interoperability and interoperable have been key vocabs in like our past couple of video breakdowns. Establishing an interoperable cross-border framework for digital identities is a foundational priority to underpin the future trade ecosystem. And then it talks about key issues right down here, the importance of learning all this information for the UK and so on and so forth. And then right down here, it says recommendations to the government. Okay. Automation alignment to 2024 roadmap to digitalize UK trade interoperability being built in. Then down here, it mentions a solution diagram, okay? And it has commercial identity providers delivering value and identity services on top of trusted architecture. And you can see right here, if I zoom in, Oracle is listed as one of those commercial identity providers built out on top of trusted architecture. And if we come and we follow the arrows down to this area, it mentions global trusted architecture in the foundational layer. And it mentions that this GLF-IF LEI, which I'll get into in just 1 second, is the interoperability bridge offering one-click transparent authentication. And again, you can see how Oracle is listed as a solution here. Okay. This is going to play a massive role considering some recent developments with Quant. All right. But if we come down here to the explainer, just so that way you guys understand these acronyms, the LEI, or the legal entity identifier, is a unique 20-character alphanumeric code used to identify legal registered entities that engage in financial transactions. The LEI index is the global open database that stores LEI records. And then the global LEI system, globally recognized identification system for businesses and organizations. This is important. It says managed by Global Legal Entity Identifier Foundations, a nonprofit organization established by the Financial Stability Board and endorsed by the G20 to oversee the LEI system. The Bank of England and the FCA participate in the regulatory oversight committee for this organization. And if you guys remember from a fundamental piece back from 2023, Quant collaborated with the Bank of International Settlements and the Bank of England, right? Says here, this is just from Quant. We are proud to announce our role as part of the vendor team for Project Rosalind. The project, led by the Bank of International Settlements and the Bank of England, explored how application program interfaces could be used for central bank digital currency systems. That's besides the point. I just wanted to show you that Quant had some type of tie to the Bank of England. But back up to this company, this organization, Oracle, right? Listed as a commercial identity provider solution in this global trusted architecture foundational layer for interoperability bridge. All right. If we come over here, this is a fundamental piece directly from oracle.com. Okay. If we scroll all the way up to the top of this, you can see it's an introduction unveiling Oracle blockchain platform, digital asset edition, accelerating innovation in finance and other industries. This is from February 12th, 2025. Again, considering that Chris Southworth just posted that fundamental piece that mentions Oracle as a foundational layer, an interoperability bridge, right, as a solution just 6 days ago. So we're going to read thoroughly through this. This is going to freaking blow your mind and solidifies Quant role in all of this. Oracle has launched a Oracle Blockchain Platform Digital Assets Edition, or the OBPDA. That is going to be a tongue-twisting acronym to continue to say. A powerful enterprise-grade solution designed to streamline the development and deployment of digital asset applications and build unified ledgers. This platform simplifies and accelerates tokenization efforts by combining a comprehensive bank-grade distributed ledger infrastructure, I like that key vocabulary terminology right there, with pre-packaged smart contracts, APIs, powerful indexing database capabilities, web applications, and analytics tools, enabling organizations to bring innovative digital asset solutions to the market faster. The OBPDA is an extension of industry-leading Oracle blockchain platform, which has been recognized as the leader in Juniper Research Competitor Leaderboard of blockchain platforms and is also recognized by the Government Blockchain Association for passing blockchain maturity model assessment. It can be provisioned in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure as a managed service and extended with Kubernetes container-based nodes deployed on premises or in the clouds. I know that you kind of had to nerd out a little bit to understand that, but let's continue, okay? Why use Oracle Blockchain Platform Digital Asset Edition? This is massive. The digital asset landscape is rapidly evolving. Many organizations struggle with high cost, complexity, expertise required to develop secure and scalable blockchain-based financial solutions. OBPDA addresses these challenges by doing a couple of different things, and I highlighted some of them. They provide seamless interoperability. Cross-ledger asset portability supports the vision of unified financial systems with real-time settlement using atomic transactions and powerful orchestration capabilities. Stick around. This is going to blow your mind. Okay. If we continue to scroll down, it mentions the Oracle blockchain platform, and it talks about some of its capabilities. Extensive security with role-based access administered through Oracle IAM identity domains. OCI multi-factor authentication and web application firewall that aggregates multi-source threat intelligence and includes more than 250 predefined OWASP application and compliance specific rules. Now here I highlighted in purple identity domains, because if we go back to that fundamental development that Chris Southworth posted 6 days ago, it talks about how Oracle is a solution for commercial identity providers as a global trusted architecture foundational layer for this interoperable bridge. Okay. Coming back over here to the fundamental piece to continue. Keywords: interoperability, cross-ledger interoperability, and unified ledger architecture. Combining Oracle blockchain platform supports X-Open XA standard with two-phase commit and powerful orchestration provided by Quant Network's Overledger, enables cross-ledger operations and workflows required to implement a unified ledger architecture, helping to overcome blockchain fragmentation and preserve a singleness of money. And here you can see key vocabulary like interoperability, architecture right here in the same terminology, right? And then it says power orchestration provided by Quant Network. If we go back over to the same fundamental piece, you can see the exact same vocabulary. Here is interoperability. Here is architecture. If we go over to the fundamental piece, you can see the same identical vocab: interoperability, architecture provided by Quant Network's Overledger. If we continue to scroll down, here is a diagram that directly mentions Quant, external orchestrator, Quant Network's Overledger, and right down here you can see Oracle as the blockchain platform digital asset edition. To continue this piece, it says, Quant is delighted with the launch of Oracle's blockchain platform digital asset edition. We have partnered with Oracle not only to bring the concept of a unified ledger to life, but also to enable seamless interoperability of Oracle's platform for implementations of assets and regulated networks such as the Regulated Liability Network, said Gilbert Verdian, Quant Network CEO and founder. As champions of blockchain interoperability, we look forward to contributing to the next stage of its evolution by enabling digital assets to seamlessly integrate with both the existing networks and current financial infrastructure. And for institutional clients, this is key, as it addresses the challenges of securely connecting and orchestrating a program, the movement of money and assets across multiple networks of value. Last but not least, to finish off this piece, it says, by partnering with Quant Network to create a unified ledger, Oracle is driving the next wave of blockchain interoperability, ensuring that digital assets can seamlessly integrate with blockchain networks and traditional financial systems. This again just proves that Quant is in some way, shape, or form helping build out the future financial infrastructure and is playing a massive role in making all of this happen, right? So this is all just groundbreaking info that has been posted recently, and we can even see Quant posting a fundamental piece about this from February 14th, 2025. This also has some very interesting key vocab in this, where it says and talks about the OBPDA is an enterprise-grade solution designed to streamline the development and deployment of digital asset applications to create unified ledgers. The platform simplifies and accelerates the process of tokenization by combining a comprehensive bank-grade distributed ledger infrastructure with prepackaged smart contracts, APIs, powerful indexing capabilities, web applications, and analytics tools. Then it also goes on to mention Project Roslyn, which I already showed you guys in a connection with this document, right? Because it mentions the Bank of England right here. I showed you guys how Quant has a whole entire fundamental piece discussing about them collaborating with Project Roslyn, with the BIS and the Bank of England to sum and wrap all this up. We can see, last but not least, it mentions our involvement in Project Roslyn, where they demonstrated interoperability between retail CBDCs and commercial banks via secure API gateways and the UK Regulated Liability Network, which showcased our platform's ability to tokenize and settle commercial bank money across multiple ledgers, meaning that we are best placed to support Oracle in delivering innovative, secure, and compliant infrastructure for their customers. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the platform. As always, bringing you all the realest information. Now, before we head off here, I just want to show you guys what you all have access to if anybody is interested in tapping into our private Discord. As you guys know, Quant has been performing relatively well compared to the rest of the market. When the rest of the market was in a massive decline, Quant actually had a significant rally from about $72 to $74 all the way up into about $112, which is nothing too significant, but still shows some price appreciation across the board. I want to show you guys how in our private CYPRX community, we have access to these areas of interest, i.e. buying opportunities at $72 to $74 well in advance. Here you can see, provided by our institutional scalper in our private Discord, he sent a message from January 24th, 2025 to our private community members, giving some institutional insights on where Quant could discount into, where we could see some possible buying opportunities. If we click on these institutional deltas, which you can see were provided on a Friday, January 24th, 2025, if we go over and we look at these institutional deltas and we zoom in, you can see over here to the right-hand side, some of those levels consisted at around $72 to $74. Sure enough, if we go over and we look at the charts, here is the date, January 24th, 2025. So this is where these institutional deltas were sent out to our private community. Look at how accurate these deltas are. Look at these coordinates right here. So if I click on this, you can see the 74.434 psychological level. If we go back to the picture, you can see the 74.434 right down here in the bottom corner, right? Look at those numbers. And these were the same digits that were given to our private community literally weeks in advance on January 24th, 2025. Okay. And sure enough, price action came straight down from the 24th of January, where institutional scalpers sent these levels out to our private community and tapped straight into the top of the buy deltas. You can see institutional demand picked up and Quant rallied from roughly around $72 to $74 all the way up into $112. If you guys want access to these institutional deltas, you can tap into the private CYPRX community. In the crypto delta section, our institutional scalper is updating our community with institutional deltas with over 100 different currency pairs. And if the cryptocurrency that you want to trade or invest in have not been covered yet, then you can simply just ask our institutional scalper to provide institutional deltas for that specific pair. As always, none of this is financial advice. I just thought that I'd show you guys what our private community has advanced access to. These institutional deltas are some of the most accurate levels on the face of the internet that retail traders have access to, and we are the only community on the internet with access to them. With all of that in mind, as always, many blessings to you guys. If you enjoyed today's research video breakdown, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. We do appreciate the love and the support, and I will see you all in the next video breakdown.